Welcome back to the show that's missing the gather round for a reach around. The show that flew to Argentina to surprise Taylor Swift after a concert. The show that bowls without gutters. The show that only plays golf for the halfway pie. The show that would not survive without an air fryer. The show that's currently got South Africa 1 for 6 off 4 overs, I believe, which is the current score. The show that docked at a dust bowl in India. Welcome to the 100K podcast, brought to you by the 100K store. Everything you can see here, AFL, NBA and NFL vintage, you can get live on the store. Boys, good to be back. Jev, how are you, my man?
Das, I am great, my man. Why did the sperm cross the road, Das?
Oh, why is that, Jev?
Because I put the wrong sock on this morning.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
I've got the Port Adelaide sort of 3D, like little embroidered shirt. This is a nice shirt, this one. I might keep this on myself. Really nice. Lewis, how are you, my guy?
How's my Bears kid? I'm not a Bears man, but this is... I'm red hot, Jeff. No, I couldn't be happier that we've got a pod on a Thursday. We film on Thursday. It comes out Friday, and it's fallen on the day of the AFL schedule release, which is getting more and more sort of hyped because American sports are so big into it. But I can't wait to ask you blokes what you think of the schedule. Das, what are your thoughts opening round? It's a contentious topic.
Well, to open it up, I think it's a genuine joke. I do.
Really?
Just because the NRL is going to Vegas, which is hilarious, might I add. Like, what's going to go wrong in Vegas in the NRL? Three games?
They're going to absolutely fuck it.
Like, the thought to having to expand just to try and make $1, I just think it's so dumb. Like, go do it another round. The whole fact that the AFL, they keep consistently trying to pull away from the fans. The more time, the deeper we get into finals, fans can't get tickets, more corporates go to them. And I just feel, being a Carlton supporter, for so many years where we've been so shit, where you can't go to a final, where you can't get these tickets, especially because they're so hard. Round one was that round where you can almost get a finals atmosphere. And I just think having this game or this fucking opening round to expand takes the sting out of it. 100%. Like, you've got these games, you've put them up there. That's why there was nothing. Let's have a look at last year's round one. Carlton Richmond on Thursday night.
Draw.
Packed MCG. The next, you had Collingwood, then Geelong.
It's a good game.
Massive game. North versus West Coast. 2 shit sides, but it was still a really good game. I think it was 4 points in the end. Port versus Brisbane. Get the interstate sides to play against each other. That was a good game. Melbourne Bulldogs, Suns Swans, Giants Adelaide, which was a ripper where Toby Green came back and absolutely dismantled Adelaide. Hawks and Essendon, and then Saints Freo on the Bachelor's game that no one's going to watch. I just can't believe that the AFL have continued to do this, and I'm still going to watch round one when it gets to it, obviously, and I'm going to be so hyped for it, but I just can't believe they've had an absolute letdown just to try and get more money into pockets and then to try and expand. I reckon it's absolute bullshit, Jev.
Das, what do these numbers mean to you? 24, 25, 33, 26, 43, 9, 27 and 5.
Probably how many goals Fev kicked in round one games.
These are the 8 years in a row Richmond dog walked you on opening night from 2013 to 2021. We always got so pumped for Richmond Carlton. First game of the year, 100,000, but Richmond beat Carlton up like their red-headed stepson for a decade. Beating them by an average of 25 points. And all of a sudden, it's sacrilegious that the Tigers and Blues play opening night. With this round zero, it's absolutely brilliant. All us Victorians get to sit on our couch, watch Swans Melbourne Friday night. 3 top 10 Brownlow favourites playing in the game. Petrarca, Errol Goulden coming off 37-2 last time he played the D's. Should have hit the front in the Brownlow night after that game. And Clary playing again after what would have been 6 to 10 months of hell. Finally gets to put it all behind him. Play footy Friday night. Then we have the prelim replay at the Gabba. Lions Blues. The Brownlow medalists versus the Coleman medalists at the Gabba. That is an absolute ripper for Friday night. Then on Saturday, it's Dimmer Hardwick, new Gold Coast Suns coach, up against his old mom Richmond, the team he won 3 premierships with and got burnt out at. That's going to be must-watch to see, and what can he do with the Suns. Then we got another prelim replay. One of the best prelims of all time. Collingwood beat GWS by a point on the G. Now it's in Sydney. It's the All-Australian captain Toby Green versus the Premiers and the young goat Nick Dacos. It's going to be the perfect weekend of footy to sit on the couch, watch constant A-graders running around rather than fucking Carlton Richmond again. And this will make all the Victorians even keener for Blues Tigers next Thursday, where 100,000 will 100% rock up because we've seen 4 ripping games.
The following week, round one, Carlton Richmond and then Collingwood Sydney, you'll get more fans to those 2 games than these 4 games. aesthetically, round one, you want the build up, the fans all going to the MCG.
So
this is where football is at its proudest. Round one.
What's more likely to be a prelim? Swans D's, Blues Lions, or Carlton?
This is the best thing for the fans. The fans. You want the MCG rocking.
This is what I don't get though, Das. If round one, which is essentially round two now, will be the exact same.
Yes.
Why the fuck does it matter?
Yes.
But why do it?
Why not?
Why though? It sucks.
Because they got to grow the game. Do you like the fact that GWS are in the comp?
But do they have to grow the game even more? Like, why don't we just hype up?
GWS.
Let's hype it up.
GWS might be out of the league in 5 years if it doesn't grow because they can't sell out of ground.
Well, let's just put all the interstate sides against each other. Let's make round one against like your biggest rival.
But why does it matter?
Yeah.
It's just another round of footy.
Because maybe I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I want round one just to be a hype fest. Yeah, no, maybe but that's what I want. I want round one, all the big heavyweights going against each other.
They are. Swans, Melbourne,
No,
Lions.
in Melbourne. I want those.
Oh, it's got to be in Melbourne. Of course it does.
I want those teams to play in Melbourne.
These four games will have the highest ratings of the year.
Because they're the only games on.
Exactly.
But if you had the other games, they're still going to get the same. That's like Battle of the Bridge, round one. That should be yours. Swans versus GWS. That's a cracker.
No, but that's big any round of the year. Doesn't have to be round one.
I reckon round one, almost have it for a final series. Whatever your best matchup for your closest person, like your closest team, that is the one at the start of the year. That's the only time of the year where both teams are at scratch. Every team's at scratch. You can hype up every single game to be a heavyweight match against your opponent coming into the new season. Every team has hype. Like you can even North Melbourne, West Coast, Harley Reid, he could have gone to either one of those sides. Like that can be a big game.
I'd rather watch Swans Melbourne in Sydney than see you guys lose 8 years in a fucking row. It was embarrassing.
But I just think every game you can hype. Like you could put that in a little bit deeper into the season when I know teams might not be going that well because those teams are always going to be good. Push that back to later in the season. This is where you can have Carlton, Richmond. There's hype behind both sides. Every single team coming out of a preseason, every team thinks that they're going to be a premiership contender. I think that's why you have those matchups. Save the good games for a bit later in the season.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Is there a chance that you'll like it?
100%.
I'll still love it. I'll still watch it. But I just want Carlton, Richmond, round one, and I want Collingwood versus someone else on the Friday night.
That's fair. Do we like them trying shit though?
They're doing too much.
Why though?
Just leave it.
But are they doing too much? All they're doing is half a round, and they're going to be 4 blockbusters in somewhere that's not the G.
And then we get to buy round two.
Yeah, but who cares?
But I want the season just to keep going.
But it is. It's just Carlton won't be playing.
I watch the Blues for 2 weeks, and then there's a bye. One team gets a bye every game up until round 7. So there's one less game.
I like it. I think it's well done. I think it's a good idea.
There's one less game up until round 7 because every team has to have a bye to catch up.
No, but most teams are having the bye for first week.
But then every other week, then we have a bye round 2. Then Sydney Collingwood have a bye round 3. Then another
round 3. Oh,
yeah, sorry, and then another one round 4, round 5. There's one less game every round.
I dare say you won't even know there's a bye.
I agree.
Fast to watch it. Yeah, I just think just keep it how it is. Fuck them.
But do you like Gather Round?
I haven't been, but
no. But did you like Gather Round? It was pretty cool.
When all the games are on at once.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
It is, but there's only 4 games on, and then there's less games. But just give us a full slate on the start.
If the people said just leave it how it is, we wouldn't have Gather Round.
Correct.
If you have all the games on one weekend, that's fine. Just don't short. Let's just start the season off. Let's have all the games.
It's a fair point.
Let's have all the games going.
You're the majority. There's a lot of people having.
They're all Victorians.
I want to put some tweets up because there's some embarrassing tweets, like embarrassing, saying like I will. Again. I don't have them. They're on my phone. We're filming with my phone, but yeah, no, it's a fair point, Dust. There's no right answer, but fucking great debate.
As I said, I'll still watch it.
Of course you will.
And every Victorian will.
We'll bet our nuts on it.
We'll have 100k multi over those 4 crackers. Every Victorian will watch, and it'll get everyone that much more pumped to be back at the MCG the next week. And 100,000 will be there.
I don't know if there's a way to find out, but I would love to know if it hurts the Thursday night. The Richmond Carlton.
Not a chance, because everyone will sit at home and just be pumped to go footy next week. Yeah. You'll watch 4 crackers and just be like, fucking oath, I'm going. And then it's Swans Pies and Friday night after Blues Richmond. I'll be at that 100%. I can't wait.
And by round 3, we'll forget about it.
Exactly.
Thursday, by the way, primetime games, which we will get into. But let's get into a little bit more of the schedule. Now, Morgs, as you did say, the schedules did come out today, a couple of hours ago.
Yep.
So we've had a quick, brief look at them. Jev, Have you had a quick look at
I had a
any
look
of
at the Swans.
sides?
Yeah, I've had a look at the Swans schedule. It's pretty tough, but definitely a good side that will be pushing for top 4. It's a good schedule. We play the Pies twice, Bombers twice. There's 2 wins. GWS twice, Crows, Freo, and the Dogs twice. So that is tough. You know, I think 1-1 against the Giants. We always go 1-1. 1-1 against the Crows. Freo 1-1, maybe 1-1 against the Dogs. So it's going to be tough. We open with Melbourne, Collingwood, Bombers, Tigers, and West Coast. So that's looking 4-1. 3-2 is an absolute lock in that. If we go 0-2 to Melbourne and Collingwood, we will win the next 3. We'll be 8-3 at our round 12 bye. And then after the bye, we'll go 7-4 and finish with a thing of season total of 15-8, which will be about top 4, top 5, top 6. So I'm pretty bullish on the Swans, Morgs.
Yes, sir. Darcy, you would have a look at the Blues.
Yeah,
for
had
sure.
a quick look at the Blues, Jeff. I know you had your turn after round 5, but I've done round 6. So after round 6, so I've got us 5-1. So I could see us potentially losing to the Lions at the Gabba.
Yep.
Fuck, they're good. Like, we were there. Fuck, they're so good there. And then we've got the Tigers.
Win.
North.
Win.
Dockers.
Win.
Adelaide and the Giants. But the thing is with those, Jeff, I've highlighted them. They're both at home.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got us 5-1.
Potentially lose one, but yeah,
Potentially,
you should be
as
favourite
said.
going in. Should be favourite going into both. Yeah.
As I said, that's fine. Hopefully we right a few wrongs from last season. Here we go, 5-1. We're off to a flyer. And then I've got us 10-3 at the bye. Then at the last end of the slate, Jev, 7-3. So finishing those last 10 games, I have a 17-6. We sweep the Tigers, and I've split all the games between the Cats, the Giants, and the Pies because we versed those guys twice each. So I've split those ones. I think we sweep the Tigers, and 17-6. I think we right a few wrongs from last year. I know we got really hot and won a lot of games that we weren't sure of, but then we lost 8 out of 9 games in that patch again, and then the only win was against West Coast. So hopefully we win a few more of those. I've got a 17-6, which hopefully in my prediction should be a top 4 side. Was there anyone else that you had to look at?
So then I thought I'd have a look at the Bombers schedule. The most embarrassing, poorly run team in the AFL. The team that hasn't won a final in over 7,000 days. And I thought, is this the year that it all ends? They break into the 8 and win a final. Is this the year? So there's Christmas, Easter, your primary school fate, and the Swans beating the Bombers.
Yes.
Annual events.
Happens
every fucking year. And they get the Swans twice. So there's 2 losses. They play the Pies twice. Nothing tells me they're good enough to beat the Pies. 2 more losses.
Yep.
They get the Crows twice. I'll give them 1-1 with the Crows.
They flogged them last year
Yeah, but
at Marvel, and then they got done.
Yeah.
Yep.
West Coast twice. I'll give them 2-0.
Yeah.
The Suns twice, 1-1.
Yeah.
The Saints twice, 1-1.
Yeah.
They'll get a flogging from the Giants. Tom Hawkins will kick 8 on them in round 16. There's another loss. That's 9 losses before a game's played next year. They beating the Blues?
No, fuck no.
Are they beating the Lions?
No.
Are they beating the Dogs? The Power?
Maybe the Dogs.
Are they a lock to beat Hawthorn round 1?
No way.
I got them down for 12 losses, missing the finals.
Jesus Christ.
Another year. Another fucking
Chalk
year.
it up.
It's going to be 7,500. And then the other side I want to have a look at, because I'm very intrigued. I want to have a look at your long schedule.
Okay.
Gus. I honestly think this is their last true premiership tilt with this generation of players. They've got Tom Hawkins, who will be 36 next year.
Yep.
Guthrie and Duncan, who will be 33.
Duncan.
Their captain, Pat Dangerfield, who will be 34. And Tom Stewart and Jeremy Cameron, who will be 31 next year.
Yeah.
But if these players can stay healthy and they can time their run like they did in 2022, their schedule is perfect for them to have another crack at the flag. They play Adelaide twice, once at GMHBA. So we'll give them one. We'll just say 1-1.
Yeah.
Worst. They could be 2-0.
like it.
Carlton twice, not easy.
Yeah.
You
Might
had them split. I just wrote not easy.
might split 'em.
North twice, Hawthorn twice, St Kilda twice, and the Dogs twice. Could win all 8 of those games.
I know you probably didn't write it down. I probably should ask you before this, but I'd love to know what other semi-big games or whatever they have at home, because they're going to run over sides. Now they've got full crowds there. Hopefully it's finished.
They play 8 games at the newly renovated GMHBA, including finishing the year in Geelong against West Coast last round of the year.
That's a percentage
That's a win.
booster.
They could be resting by then. They travel out of Melbourne once to Perth in the last 8 weeks.
Wow.
I swear that happens every fucking
Their-
game.
in the finals.
Their schedule is set up for them to give it one more tilt. So good luck to the Cats. I reckon they're going to be pushing top 4 as well. If they can stay fit and healthy, and those old guys got one more crack in them. And if they do, and they like play in a prelim, you can see them all. I can see Danger and Hawkins retire if they win the flag.
I can't wait to. Obviously, this only came out, so you got to get a look at a few sides. But we wanted to do an early top 8 prediction. So next week, post the draft. So the draft will be on Tuesday night for us. That way, we can officially have another look at the schedule and just sort of see where teams are. Because, as you said, Jeff, the Hawks, I think, are very frisky. I love to see the Giants' pathway this year with another really good crop of people.
Are they primed for a flag?
They have to be primed for a flag.
They're fucking ready.
So, yeah.
Next week, you have a look at the Giants' schedule. I'll have a look at the Crows' schedule. I like the Crows.
Even the Suns, because the Suns have to be playing finals, don't they?
They've got to be going close. But who's going out for the Suns? The Lions. I want to see how well the Lions fucking go at the Gabba, at like where their Gabba games are when they travel. Are they going to fucking finish on top again?
Over
the Pies. I haven't had a look at the Pies schedule yet. So
post draft, we'll have to check in with our NBA predictions.
Yeah, 100%. All right, boys. Time for a little bit of the NFL. Last week's 100K multi-morgs, we actually did mix it up a little bit.
You did specify on the post ask. We did. Possibly, was it our smallest multi ever? I think it might have been because we talked about value. So we said on the show, we're going 5 or 6 legs each rather than the 8 or 9 that we can get because we can get the 25 legs. So we had 8 under-over bets, which I reckon is definitely a record.
That has to be.
4 anytime touchdown scorers. We just went super value. And I don't reckon the percentage did it much justice, Das. What was it, 10 from 16?
10 from 16, 62%, 7% off dinner for 2, which would have been... Look, we always like to try and get at least above 69% just because it's funny and we like the number. Look, didn't do it justice, boys. Good legs, stiff legs. I'll kick us off with my good legs. So I just pretty much took all line bets. I had Tampa minus 2.5. That was a good bet. Also had Cleveland plus 6.5. So that looked a bit down and out. They were down at one stage 31-17. And I was like, maybe a backdoor cover. They might get the points. And then I checked the score as I went back up for lunch. And I couldn't believe that they got the win. What a comeback. They're a team.
Baltimore just
They're an absolute team. And then I had Detroit minus 2.5.
Great.
Same thing. They came back. They evened up the score of the Chargers, and then they got the ball back at the very end, kicked the field goal, won by 3, so I had a minus 2.5. So those 3 were tick, tick, tick.
My favourite team in the league, Detroit. They got the biggest set of plums, and Justin Herbert came second again and lost again for a change. He does it every week. It's how I know what day of the week it is. It's how you know it's Monday morning. Justin Herbert loses. My good legs, I had Ken Walker anytime. He's an absolute stud. It wasn't a rushing touchdown, though. It was a receiving touchdown.
65.
Ken Walker for 40 rushing yards, and Dallas minus 18.5 against the Giants. I said it was my bet of the weekend. I'm actually in a punters club with one of my mates, a couple of our mates, and I had a minus 25.5 at $3.50 in that punters club, and that ticked as well. Absolutely loved it. Your good legs, Lou.
Yeah, I had Tyler Boyd over. So the T. Higgins news was it? I don't know. I had the news. I know sports bet didn't. I don't know what it was. He had over was 41.5. He had 100 yards. So that's I don't know what they were doing. Lamar Jackson 25 rushing yards, just an easy tick in the Dallas Giants game, which we knew we had to cash in on. I just went Dak for 2 plus passing touchdowns. So I think I still got $1.54 for that, which I don't get what that's about. And then I went CD Lamb receiving over. Pretty sure he's had 100 receiving yards in 4 games in a row
He's
now.
on fire.
And his line's still 77.5. So I gobbled that up like bloody Christmas.
He's having a great season. Look, stiff legs here, boys. I had Breece Hall. I thought he was going to finally get off the chain against the Raiders. His line was 65.5. He had 13 carries only for 28 yards. So they're absolutely... Like, if he's getting 13 carries, you think he might get 1 or 2 out. So didn't get that. And then I also had Seattle minus 5.5 against Washington. They actually did score late. They were up by 7. And then they came back and scored over the top of them. So they got a backdoor cover on that one, so I missed out. Jev, stiff legs.
Christian McCaffrey anytime. For the first time in 18 weeks, he didn't score a tud. Fucking stiff. I was shouting. They gave him a chance too.
Yeah, they did.
They gave him 4 chances at the goal and he just couldn't get in. Jacksonville just knew it was coming. They knew he was the only one getting the ball.
That was their only win for the day, wasn't it?
Probably one of the riskiest legs in 100K you see. I had Dallas defense anytime. I thought it was a lock. They did put up 47 points or whatever it was. I thought there was going to be a strip sack, a bad pick, a fumble, just anything. I thought they were going to score. They did against the Giants last time we played them round 1, but it just wasn't to be. So Dallas defense anytime didn't score. Reflecting on that should have been, it was going to be Tony Pollard. He still couldn't fucking find the end zone. No. Should have been CD to score. Should have been CD for 2 maybe.
CD was the bet,
CD was the bet, but I was so confident on Dallas defense, but it didn't hit. I'm not shouting at that.
More defense. Remember when we went through a stage like 2 years ago, like with just as individual bets?
Yeah, love the defense score. Lou, your stiff legs.
That would have gone into the Hall of Fame, I reckon, with Kennedy for 5 and Merritt for 2.
Yeah.
So that was your stiff.
You had to do 30 and 2.
What a bet. So I was in the same game multi with you with CMC. So I went Travis Etienne, probably top 4 running back in the league right now. And obviously they only scored 3 points. So that was probably stiff. And then I went Stephon Diggs. I just thought he has not been the usual touchdown scorer that he has been the last couple of years.
He looks so frustrated.
Yeah, he does look frustrated. And that was a Monday night leg. So I'm going to say that's stiff.
The Bills are so fucking immature. They are so bad. Got a quick question before we move on. So I reckon it's universally agreed. It doesn't matter what the order, but the top 4 receivers in the game would be Jefferson Chase, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. Would be
for this season.
For this season, would probably be the top 4 universally.
Did you say
agreed.
Jefferson?
Yeah,
even though he's out. But
everyone knows
still put him in. Yeah.
Who's the next 3 we could all agree on? Who would you say the next 3 are?
Did you say Lamb? No.
No, I didn't. So there's CD, Amon-Ra St. Brown, doesn't play a bad game. Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is still fucking balling. Garrett Wilson is a star.
Mike Evans is going to go for 9 seasons in a row with 1,000 plus yards.
Stephon Diggs is still a guy.
I think I love Garrett Wilson, but his production is just not there. I reckon his potential, he's getting judged on that rather than his output. I definitely put CD in there. Whether he is, it's just his numbers. You have 400-yard games in a row. You can't not be in there.
CD has to be there.
I think Amon-Ra has to be in there. He's had 6. Hasn't he had 6 games in a row of over 100?
I'm not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me.
He
would have combined all purpose.
4 which equals
Calvin Johnson's record.
No, he has 7. He has a franchise history of 7 in a row, but he's the first time since Calvin. Yeah,
he's a gun, and then Devontae Adams doesn't put up the same numbers anymore.
And I reckon
Mike Evans still puts
the
up
Raiders
numbers.
will probably rip it down and build around Jacoby Myers. So
Jesus, and then love it.
that's a good shout, Morgs. I don't mind that. So 100K this week. What do you reckon? Over unders again? Oh, actually. They're fucking close.
Look, I got to be honest. I saw your bets come in, Das, and often I look at them and I go, I don't know. Which you might think that about me. And to your credit, you got 3 out of the 4 lines. So
and Seattle in front.
100%. No, I couldn't agree more.
Stiff. I can guarantee CMC scoring this week, so he'll be back in. We're never going to complain if Christian McCaffrey's in the multi, so he's going back in.
I reckon you're going to change your Seattle bet to head because we were $1.52, and I thought just take that.
Cover the line.
But I didn't because I didn't want to be a rude. But maybe,
Maybe I had to. All right, boys. Now, it is time for the most lucrative segment in all of sports. It is the Gold Rush. For anyone that is new, if you guys want to know what the Gold Rush is, this is what it is. We screenshot the markets, we go through the games, and it's almost a little bit of a let's look back on who actually had a really good game. How much were they paying? Oh, my God. I wish I was on that. Morgs, kick us away. Who do we have?
They're the bets we wish we were on but weren't, Das. And I'm so sick of us not listening to ourselves. Last week, we talked about Brock Purdy, and we said he has to feature in the multi, and he didn't. So listen to these stars and make sure they're in the multi. I was at Seattle, Washington. Sammy Howe, don't know if this guy's a guy, but he's playing like a bit of a guy. 312 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he basically won them the game. So he left the field, they were up. Gino then went back down the field surgically, and we ended up winning with Jace Myers kicking his 5th field goal for the day. What under Jace? Yeah, what under Jace? So anyway, Sammy Howe, I'm with him. I like him. I think he's the bet. $5.50 he could have got for 3 touchdowns. $3.25 for 300 yards. His boy De'Ami Brown, you heard of him, Das?
Yeah.
Commie receiver, had 2 catches, 41 receiving yards and a touchdown, had $11.50 for any time. So it might just be the theme is Sammy Howe. You just sort of bet around Sammy Howe. Going into Seattle, Kenneth Walker receiving line was 8.5. He had 64 receiving yards on one reception, and a receiving touchdown. So that was absolute gas. And I think, what would the line be? $1.84. So he beat it by 52 yards. DK Metcalf didn't break the bank this one, but he had 90 yards, $3.05, nothing to sneeze at. You take $3.05. So as I said, what I'm seeing as just Sam Howe and bet around him, Das.
You know what? He's leading the league in passing yards.
He slings it.
So if someone's leading the league in passing yards,
they're going to sling it, and they're going to get receivers.
How many times Mahomes had over 300 yards?
Yeah.
And you're telling me 300 yards, 325.
That's right.
We need to be looking at these for individual bets.
Well, remind us.
Yeah, I will this week. Jev, did you have something?
So you want to know where the fucking cash was?
Where was that, Jev?
Dallas, New York. I called it on Jevy's picks. I said this was the game.
Bang.
Dak had 4 passing yards at 11-1 for 4 passing TDs. Sorry, not yards. 4 passing touchdowns, 400 passing yards, Could only get him for 350 at 13-1. That's just wrong. So for Dak's game, he's double 4 passing touchdowns into 350 yards, paid 143-1. Dust.
143-1.
Then CD Lamb had 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. That is a good game. He paid 7-1 for 2 touchdowns and 9-1 for 150 receiving yards. His game would have paid 63-1. And then Brandon Cooks had 173 yards and a tud. He was 12-1 for 90 yards, which was your max you could bet on, and $3.80 for a touchdown. His game would have paid 46-1. So you could add 143-1 for what Dak did, 63-1 for what CD did, and then 46-1 for what Brandon Cooks did in the one game.
Forget that Brandon Cooks is on
He's a guy.
the Cowboys. He's still got that pace out the back, doesn't he?
He's sort of a guy. At times a guy.
He's a guy.
Not always a guy.
If he's even, he's leaving. Is that the same? That's how quick he is.
The theme. Remind us. Dak as a favourite at home.
Dak as a favourite at home.
So it means CD. It means Dallas Lions. It means... I'm not going to say Brandon Cooks.
It's not Pollard.
Well, it means Pollard yards, I
It
reckon.
means Dak yards. I got a theory.
Please.
I reckon Dak is basically about to be in the MVP conversation. He's not going to let off. If his line's about 250, 260, will you let me have him for 325 in the 100K pod this weekend?
Who they got?
Who they got?
Carolina at Carolina.
100%.
I don't know that that's the game.
All right.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. I like it, boys. All right. Coming up next, we actually have a little segment within the show. We actually have a new segment. It is called Sports Advisors.
No, it does. Non-sports advisors.
Non-sports advisors.
Don't follow these.
Welcome to Non-Sports Advisor, the show that is so hot your nan rubs it into her achy joints. I'll tell you what, boys, these are our surest picks of the week. I'll tell you what, we've been cooking so hard on these all weeks to give you our 3 surest things. Morgs, what do you have for us?
Unders, underlay, picks. If you follow 100K USA, obviously you know NFL night games are 24-7.
Let's go.
24-7 under the match points. If you had $100 on every under, you'd be up 1,489. Night game, perfect. Vikings at Broncos. Yep. 42. Under, a perfect example. Josh Dobbs, I love you, but you versus Russ, you won't see 42 points till Christmas. I love it. Monday night, Jalen versus Patrick, Eagles versus Chiefs, 45.5. Over. This will hit by halftime. These are my favorite bets. 100%.
There's Morgan He's under the table. Louis under the table.
Jeb, what do you have for
I've got 2 enormous lines, and I'm going to gobble up every goddamn point. Dallas going to Carolina. Dallas minus 10.5. Lock of my life. Bryce the kindergarten young is too damn small for the Dallas pass rush.
Yeah.
This has 38-10 written all over it. Dak is starting to get his name in the MVP conversation. He had 404 against the Giants last week. He'll have similar numbers against the Panthers. This game won't be close. Cowboys will score early and get the dogs after that kindergartner playing quarterback. And then the Avengers are back. Trent Williams, Debo, CMC, and the dogs on defense are all back. As poor Baker Mayfield has to fly 3,000 miles across 3,000 miles across America to get flogged like a government mule by Block 30 and the 49ers. Give me San Fran minus 12.5 at home against Tampa Bay. They beat Dallas 42-10 at home a month ago. They're going to put it on poor old Baker and the Bucks. This has 40-13 arse whooping penciled in with a sorry ass 6-hour flight home. Dallas minus 10.5. San Fran minus 12.5. Points. Give me all the points, Dars.
This is the spread parlay of my life. Give me the Rams plus 1.5 over Seattle at home. Let me tell you what, Morgs. The Rams have won 4 out of the last 5 against the Sea Chickens by an average of 9 points. 9 points at home. 1.5. This is the lock of my life. Pick number 2. No long-term contract. No eyebrows. No worries. Give me the Vikings plus 2.5 against Denver. Give me Dobbs. I'll tell you what, Denver have won 3 in a row. You reckon that scares me? Dobbs hasn't had a goddamn playbook in 2 weeks. He doesn't know anyone on the team's name.
Goddamn astronaut.
He's been in fucking practice all goddamn goddamn week with
He
a
went to the
playbook.
moon.
He's got a playbook this week. You don't think 2.5 points was enough? The Vikings plus 2.5. And my third and final pick. Give me Kansas minus 2.5 against Philly. History repeats itself. The best team, the best coach, the best QB with the best record find a way to get it done. So God help me. These are the best 3 picks of my life. Rams plus 1.5. We got fucking Dobbs with no eyebrows plus 2.5 against Denver. Mile High City, baby. And then Kansas City minus 2.5 against the Philly Cheesesteaks. This is what the non-sports advice is all about. Put all your money on this. Here we go, baby. Win.
Points,
Cash.
Dogs.
I will
Under
strip my brows. Strip my brows.
Picks. The picks on my life. Also, my parlay 650. Let's go. Get on it. See you next week.
Oh, that was good. So just
measured.
going on to NFL just quickly, boys. So it's Seattle versus the Rams this week.
Yeah,
Your
this
team,
too.
Seattle Seahawks, versus
Yes.
your team, Seattle Rams. I was thinking we love a friendly bet on the 100K between
do.
mates.
Yes,
we
we do.
So you like the Rams plus 1.5.
Yes.
You'd like Seattle minus 1.5.
For
You
sure.
think
I have to.
So if which I just purchased, was to buy
I know what this
the
is.
world's hottest gummy bear,
Oh, yeah.
and
like
it's
that.
going to be in show.
Yep.
What about the loser eats the gummy bear to start the show next Thursday?
I like that.
I like
We
it.
start filming.
Yeah,
we
I
click
like it. The
live.
gummy bear's a good touch.
Eat the gummy bear.
Love gummy
Seattle
bears.
Rams. We have a gentleman's agreement. Can I get a handshake and a huzzah?
Are we doing the line?
Yeah, the
So it's
line
50-50.
1.5. Yep,
Huzzah.
1.5 points. Absolutely love that. So
Are we the Sunday Arvo game?
You will be.
Usually are, yeah.
Yeah,
Just take-
you
yeah, I think so.
Kisses teeth.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
I
mate.
like that. Hey, that was some heavy picks. No, I like that, boys. Nice and relaxed. Good, calm, collected. All right, boys, let's crack into the NBA. Look, I'm currently following, boys, the 100K USA. There's heaps of stats out there, groovy pictures, Morgs, as well. There's
Very
flying around. And before we get into it, I just want to touch on, boys, the Magic are currently 6-5, so they're 500 on the season. Banchero, boys, hit a game winner today, which was unbelievable. We beat the Bulls 96-94. Franz Wagner, all right, very steady on the line. He had a 13-2-3 game. Brother Moritz 5-4-1. So not quite there. Morgs, what are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing the Magic 6-5 in a logjam at the bottom of the East. 6-5. Got the Hawks at 8, 6-5. The Nets at 6-5 at 7.
Jesus.
The Knicks 6-5 at 6, and then the Heat at 7-4. So, but then really the Pacers are
Pacers 7-4.
Pacers are 7-4. You're a game off second.
Third.
Is this just going lights out or what? Every time I look there,
Halliburton's a
good team.
stud.
high scoring.
No, so what I want to talk about, so 100K USA, if you've obviously we've gone from NFL because a lot of people are betting you at basketball, and what we want to do is help the average punter, like us. We're average punters. Now, the rebounds, I'm looking at rebounds. So rebounds, I'm looking at rebounds. So as I said, follow the 100K USA. I've been speaking about this, but this is from Basketball Reference. So this is like the basketball Bible of all
Basketball.
Bibles. 23-24, current leaders in the rebounds department. 13.9 Jokic, 12.8 Gobert, 12.4 Sabonis, 12 DeAndre Ayton, 11.9 Anthony Davis. So that's what they're averaging rebounds per game. It's a fuckload of rebounds,
That's
right?
the top 5.
That's the top 5. So as we know, if it's 10, it means it could be 5 5s and 5 15s, and the average would be 10. You following me?
Yeah.
Yep. So you could have 5 15s, but 5 5s, and your average would be sitting about 10, which
Yeah.
means it's a very volatile
Yes.
betting line.
Yes.
Because
Vague.
Yes, right. So these are the numbers we need to look at, though, Das. I tested it today. Anthony Davis averages 11.9 per game, I
That's
said.
a lot of rebounds.
His
Yes.
last 5 games, he had 9. Today, I bet on it. 11, 13, 11, and 5. So once he's had over his average. Now, I'll tell you why his average is what it is. The 3 games before that, 19, 16, 12, all over the average. They're the 3 that have upped the average, and that's why the bookies have the line where they have it.
So today it was 11.5.
So the line was 12.5.
12.5.
So
and
he's
gobbled up the under.
So he's having 11.9 per game. That's a lot of rebounds. So there's going to be some inflated games in there. As I
Yes.
said, 19, 16, and 12. If it was game 50, this wouldn't matter anymore because it sort of evens itself out.
Yeah.
The outliers are gone. So as I said today 12.5 was the line. He had 9, was never going to have that. We need to capitalise on it. So as I said, to make sure, all I did is nice little double your money, Das. Cavs head-to-head into AD under 12.5. He had 9. I hit, and we cashed. So you need to look at these numbers.
done.
Jeff.
Hey, I've got an NBA championship pie for us. I'm me give you the early, middle of November,
Yeah, I like
sorry,
it.
championship pie. So the two best teams in the sport, Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics, they get 25% each. They get half the pie, 50%.
Yep.
You'd agree on
Yeah,
that?
who'd you say that? Sorry.
Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics, 25% each,
like it.
25% chance to win. Then the 76ers are flying. They get 20% of the pie.
Wow.
They have the perfect two superstars who complement each other.
8 and 3.
Embiid and Maxey couldn't be more different, but they couldn't work better together. They're 6-2, deep bench full of role players. Absolutely love them. So that's 70% of the pie gone on 3 teams.
70% of the pie.
So then I'm going to give all these teams 6% share of the pie. The Milwaukee Bucks, I worry about their defense, but it'll click. The Lakers are the Lakers.
Yeah, take them.
The Mavs are doing everything right to be true Larry O'Brien contenders. The Mavs are seriously good side.
Go with it. Go with it.
The Suns and the Timberwolves. The Wolves are legit with a
love the
legit
Wolves.
superstar
Good
in
yeah, man.
defense.
Yeah,
they
cool.
are on my premiership pie. And then I'm going to give a shout out to OKC, the Pacers, and the Cavs. I love everything about them. Frisky as, but I can't see any of those teams hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy this year.
Did they also get 6%?
No,
No. What did they get?
nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Honourable.
Magic,
of course.
The Magic are in the Frisky team on that sort of 0.5%. And then the Warriors are no fucking chance.
I like that.
0% the Warriors.
Good.
They
Fuck 'em
rely
now.
way too heavy on 35-year-old Steph Curry, who has been historically incredible, but is plastering over so many flaws on their team. They can't shoot. Draymond's just out there looking for a fight.
Yeah.
He's looking for a sparring partner, trying to get in a fight. Wiggins has fallen off a cliff. Clay's a shell of himself. I'm calling it now. The Warriors are not winning the chip. They are 0 chance.
Love it.
If Steph doesn't
Light
be
it up.
unbelievable at the age of 35, they're actually not that good.
No, I definitely agree. My only thing would be, though, is when you know that these people can shoot. It's different if, like, we've never really seen certain players ever shoot.
Like, they can light it up.
They can get it back. But, no, it's a fair point.
Yeah, I'm saying the Warriors can't.
Selling your stock.
I like that. Now, Morgs, I believe someone is cheeks.
Yeah, I'm a bit flat darts, to be honest. So, the Clippers are dead set cheeks.
Oh, they're cheeks.
Fucking cheeks.
So they're 0-5 since Harden got there. 0-6 their last 6. Harden is such a cat.
I like it.
Like, it's
can't.
actually fucked. And that's not a big take because there's a lot of people that are thinking the same thing. But he's out of shape, out of touch. I'm off him.
What do you reckon? Go back to European basketball. And
I don't
just light it
know.
up?
Well, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what I think. He's got too much money.
what he's saying.
But I'm flat for one man.
Yep.
And that's Russell Westbrook.
100%.
So here's your scapegoat, Darcy. You can already see it. There's just no way all 4 work. We've sort of seen it.
Russell Westbrook.
The problem was that the 3 of them, Kawhi, George, and Westbrook, wasn't going to work either. They're just not better than Denver. Having said that, Russ is playing the best ball he's played in 4 years.
Like,
So he got traded.
Defends, hustles.
It didn't work. It didn't work at the Lakers. He got traded in Feb. He went to the Jazz. They bought him out immediately. All of a sudden, he's on the strip. Anyone can take him. He needs a home. He found the home. The home was the Clippers.
I'm across the
100%.
hall. Yeah.
This is going to happen again. They're not getting rid of Harden. Russ will be the scapegoat. He'll be traded somewhere. He's only on $3 million this year, so it's different to last time when he went to the Jazz. He had $40 million owed, so they just cut in and they take the hit. He's only on $3 million, so they might even keep him now. But this is what's going to happen. He's going to be traded or cut. He's going to be on the street. He's going to be looking for a home, and that home is the Clippers that now have Harden. Yeah. I'm flat for the boy. I'm a big OKC man. I loved him. I think he deserved his MVP. A lot of people don't, but I'm shattered for him because his perfect home was the Clippers. They were a good team. I don't know if they were good enough, but they were just as good with Harden. Whether they can turn around, I don't know. But I'm flat for the man, and Harden's pissed me off.
Maybe the Magic.
Do you reckon he'll go to
He would be
I've got a
insane on
question.
the Magic.
I've got a question. If they decide to cut Harden, just cut ties, like wear their losses, would he get picked up?
Harden,
He'd have to.
yeah,
I reckon he's a C.
only because if they cut him, they'd have to pay him. So
I
then a
reckon-
bit. I agree, but
I reckon he's a cancer. I can't see any team picking him up.
yeah, but the only reason that the Clippers picked him up was because they just built a new stadium. So that's
Yeah.
and that's in LA. Imagine if you're Detroit, you can't sell out the Joe Louis Arena. You go, well, I can have Harden for free. It might sell an extra 10 there. Unfortunately, it's a business at the end of that. I know what you're saying. I think he would, but you're right. He
Whereas,
is
like,
dead set
Russ-
a negative.
Russ on $3 million is like a golden ticket, I reckon.
Oh,
like if
definitely.
he got thing, I reckon the Suns would look into it.
Yeah, I agree.
I reckon the Magic would be frisky.
Or-
the Knicks would even.
This
think
sounds
about it.
stupid, but like he will always have a home at the Wizards. He was so good for 3 months at the Wizards.
They are cheeks, the Wiz.
Yeah,
and
they
then,
stink.
Did you see that clip of Jordan Poole in the timeout? You seen that clip?
He is.
What do you do?
Oh, Like, I'll have to show you after the show. Maybe Morph should edit it in. It is fucked.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right, boys, to end the show, I've got a little game for us. I
Right.
know you boys
Yes.
love your NBA.
Yes.
So I've got a couple little who am I's for you. All right, boys, you guys can just yell it out. All right, you have to guess who the player
It's three
is
powers.
or someone to do with the NBA, okay? I've won 6 titles and 6 MVPs. Who am I?
Kareem.
Not the person I have.
Michael Jordan.
Michael
I was gonna say,
Jordan.
there's only 2, isn't there?
Michael Jordan. Hey, we got 2 to go. I've scored the most points in NBA history, and my nickname is the King.
LeBron.
Say it loud.
LeBron.
LeBron
Yeah,
James.
King.
All right, last one. I'm Steve Kerr's son.
His name's Nick, isn't it?
What's his name? What's his name?
Nick
Nicholas Kerr.
Kerr.
Yeah, well done, boys. We just got there at the end. Great show, well done.
Steve Kerr's son.
I thought you were going to say I'm the greatest of all time. We're by Jonathan Isaac.
Paulo Van Kerr.
Franz Wagner. Hey, good show, boys.
Moritz.
Love it. Rams by 2. 2 do it.
Hawks by 2 will do it.
If Seattle win by a point and I win, it'll be awesome.
I called a couple of weeks ago. Oh, actually, I've got a quick take. Will this make the show, Hawks?
Probably.
What are the Giants, the New York Giants, notorious for? Being fucking racist. They've never
hate black quarterbacks.
They've never drafted a black quarterback. Watch us get pick one. Caleb Williams, generational talent. He's Andrew Luck. He's Peyton Manning. He's Trevor Lawrence, and we'll take Drake May because he's white. Watch us say
You won't
no
even
to.
take Michael
Watch us
Penix
say no
Jr.
to Caleb Williams. I can't believe it.
Or Penix Jr. You won't take him. You wouldn't even take Marvin Harrison if he was there.
Probably not.
You just
I'll
want
take the white tight end from Georgia, Brock Bowers.
you guys want like Hunter Renfro and
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, it's fucked. We're so racist.